Today is the day I embarked on the Azamara quest in Barcelona, Spain. So I'm going to tell you all about my embarkation day, how everything went, and I am going to tell you what my first impression is of Azamara so far and really what's on my mind as I end the first day on board. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Saturday. It is September 21st of 2024. And like I said, I embarked on the Azamara quest today in Barcelona. So this morning I took a taxi from my hotel over here to the cruise terminal. It's at the, they've got the World Trade Center cruise terminal, and we were actually at Pier S, which is right by the Eurostar Marina Hotel. Very nice looking hotel, and we were right there, so we really had the best spot in town, as they like to say. Azamara prides themselves as pulling in really close to the city center, and for any guests that wanted to go sightseeing today before they got on board or happened to already be on board and want to go sightseeing, we were very centrally located for that. When I looked out my balcony, I could see the statue of Christopher Columbus on top there, right at the end of Las Ramblas, and so we are perfectly situated for sightseeing. Now, when I got to the cruise terminal, Embarkation was a breeze. You get out of your taxi, and right there they have some of the workers there taking the luggage. I already had my luggage tags on my luggage, and so they didn't have to do anything. If I had not had my luggage tags on, they were ready to write them up for me. That would have not been a problem, but I had them on, and so they took my luggage and pointed me right over to the line to get checked in. Now, as you go to check in, they say, have your boarding pass in your hand and your passport. I realized I didn't know where my boarding pass was, and so after I looked for it and couldn't find it, called Gordon at 3 o'clock in the morning his time and said, I know you printed that for me, but I can't find it. Can you text it to me or email it to me? So he said, you bet. So we hung up, and then one of the Azamara crew members said, do you need anything? And I said, yeah, I'm just waiting for my boarding pass to come. He said, don't worry about it, just take your passport. Sure enough, I walked right up. They actually have a printed out list of all the guests, so she could see what my name was on my passport, checked me right off. I went right through security, and then they have you go get in the line to get checked in. That line was really short. Like, I walked up and I was next. And so they take your picture. Of course, they check your passport. They swipe the credit card that you want to use for your shipboard purchases, and they give you a sticker so that they know what boarding group that you are going to be in, and send you over to sit down until they call your number. Now, embarkation time was supposed to start around 2 p.m. For me, it would have been my first time on Azamara. I got to go earlier because I got to do a tour of some suites, which was very nice, but I was not there waiting in the seats for very long until they took us on, and then immediately following, as soon as we got on board the ship, they had the suite guests and elite guests come right behind us to board the ship. I love that they run it so smoothly there. It's just perfectly, so very smooth and just without a hassle at all. So as soon as we got on board the ship, we got to do a quick tour of the suites as the crew was finishing cleaning them before the guests were to come, and so we were super quick, but then we could go have our lunch. They said that they would announce when the cabins were ready. At 1:36 is when they announced that everyone could go to their cabin, and so I dropped off my backpack at my cabin and went to lunch. So when you board the ship, you can either have lunch in the buffet area, which is what they call the Windows Cafe. They don't call it the buffet, but I call it that because you serve yourself there, and you kind of compare it. In my mind, I'm comparing it to other cruise lines I've been on. And so, or else there's another lounge that they were also serving lunch. So I opted to go to the Windows Cafe, and it's just like, we think of Princess a lot here, or even the other cruise lines in their buffet area. It's usually windows, big walls of windows, and indeed that's how it was on board this ship. And they had a delicious lunch ready for everyone. There was a wonderful salad bar, lots of different kinds of bread, at least 10 different kinds of breads and rolls to choose from. They had lots of very nice cheese to choose from, several different entrees. I chose lasagna, did I say a nice salad making station, excellent desserts, all of these things. And so I had a really, really nice lunch. My favorite thing, I think, out of the lunch, everything was really good actually, but they had, I was trying to choose what kind of bread to get. And so I said to the crew member serving, I said, what would you choose? And that fast, he said, get the Spanish bread. So I did, and it actually had, he said it's made with almond marzipan, and it was absolutely wonderful. So if anyone ever offers you something like that, take them up on it. But it was really nice. You go sit down in the buffet area, and that quick, one of the crew members comes over, wants to know what you would like to drink. Do you need anything else? Is there anything they can get for you? They take such good care of you, and throughout your time while you're sitting there dining, they come by very often asking how everything is and do you need anything. A really, really nice lunch. After lunchtime, I came back, my luggage was here, so I started to unpack, and then I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss any of the events that they had throughout the day. So during the course of the day, I got to go to a cocktail party. There was also, I also just walked around the ship to get my bearing a little bit and see what that was like. Everywhere I went on board the ship and I would bump into a crew member, they would ask me, do I need anything? Can they help me with anything? They really, really went out of their way. They really go out of their way to take good care of everyone. So this evening I ended up having dinner in the buffet. The reason that I chose the buffet for dinner rather than the Discovery's dining room, which would be comparable to the main dining room, they also have some specialty dining on board, two restaurants, as well as running the chef's table. But I chose to do the buffet this evening because I wanted to know what it's like. Tomorrow evening I'm eating in the Discovery's dining room, and then I have both of the other specialty dining restaurants scheduled for other evenings because I want to be able to tell you about them. And so I got up there and got a table for one right over by the window with such a beautiful view of Barcelona. And it was a seafood buffet is what it was this evening. They had salmon, they had oysters, they had shrimp, they had sea bream. I had not heard of that before, but a gentleman waiting for his to be cooked told me that it's always very good. They had sea bass, they had local mussels in a white wine sauce, so I got that because I really enjoy mussels. And then they had several other entrees available for people who maybe didn't want seafood as much. They had a nice salad making station, a whole nother selection of bread that was different from what they'd had at lunchtime. So lots of different rolls and kinds of bread, lovely cheeses to choose from, lots of different things, just beautifully presented. For dessert, they had at least 10 different kinds of dessert, as well as gelato and sorbet available. And so I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just took my time, had a nice dinner, enjoying the beautiful view, had the best crew member taking care of me, kept asking if I needed anything. I will tell you, and this is not uncommon in Europe, Coke Zero is way more prevalent than Diet Coke or Coke Light is here in Europe. And so for all of you that love Coke Zero, and I'm thinking of you, Sandy, they had, and some other ones of you that I know love that, they have Coke Zero here on board. And so just thought I'd mention that for you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you hit the bell next to it, you will get a notification every time we go live and every time we put up a video, so you don't miss out on any of the fun. And if you appreciate my updates, will you please give this video a thumbs up? It helps us out, so thank you so very much. So I made sure that I was done eating down here, ready to do the Sailaway. Originally on the itinerary, it had shown that the Sailaway was for 5 p.m. Got on board and it was changed to 8 p.m. And so I went to go upstairs to find the place that I'd found earlier when I was walking around for the Sailaway, but it was raining. So I came back to do the Sailaway on my balcony, and being on the opposite side of the ship from the actual city, kind of on the other side, I could not get fast enough phone service to hold a live very long, and the Wi-Fi definitely is not enough to do a live with. So if you go back and you watch my live, I started one really quick and then it failed. So I started another one. It's not very long, but you get a really good look. I am having Gordon add on. When it just kind of dropped off, the live did, so I videoed for a minute and told you bye. So that's going to be the end of this video. But really enjoy doing the live, and I feel like you all come with me. So thanks for coming and for saying hi. I really appreciate it. It's extra special to get to have you come along with me. So when the live was done at 9 o'clock, they had a variety show, they called it, and that's up in the Cabaret Theater. Now, on board this ship, they don't have a huge theater when we think of like Royal Caribbean, Princess, Carnival, having all of the ships, Norwegian, everybody having a really big theater. They have the Cabaret Lounge, and it is beautifully situated. It's got nice, comfortable, more like an easy chair that you sit in, just very comfortable. And so you go sit down, there's tables, they come by and ask you for a drink, and if you don't have a drink, they'll just keep asking you until you say, I would love a Perrier. And so I thoroughly enjoyed sitting there, got to talk to some new people, and then they started the show. The cruise director started it and did a really good job. They had some of the different entertainers who are here on board sing a song. There were dancers, all really nice entertainment for the variety show this evening, and it made me really excited to go up, and they have dancing with the group, and it was really fun. They did a super good job, but I love the way that it is laid out. It is very intimate. You feel like you are in a really nice not a country club, I would say, but just like in a nice it's just really very nice. And so thoroughly enjoyed that. After that, they had some dancing to a live band. They call it the party band, so that was really kind of fun. I went and took a peek at that, and then they had the DJ playing also. So I would say I had a wonderful day here on board Azamara. So as I try to think of what my first impressions are, of course, always in our mind we're comparing to everything, but at the same time I always think it's really important to not compare everything, to just see where you stand and what you really enjoy about something. And so today, the things that stand out to me the most are the service on board. And part of the reason for that is because it's a smaller ship, and you have a lot of crew members on board this ship right now. There are 656 guests. And so that kind of changes the playing field. But I would say that it not only changes the playing field as far as how few guests there are on board, but also Azamara has, I believe, truly at the heart of what they do is service. I really do. And to me, it's highlighted by the number of times. It doesn't matter who you walk by, they ask you if you need anything, if they can do anything for you, and they really are vested. They want to know what you want to know. When I couldn't find where I was going earlier this evening for the cabaret party, the cabaret lounge, I was turned around going the wrong way. The crew member didn't just say go that way, he walked me there. And that kind of highlights the whole thing. When I was asked for a drink and they had a tray with a bunch of drinks on it already, I said, do you have anything here that's not alcoholic? And he said, go sit down and I'll bring you a mocktail. Just absolutely superb in every way, and not just with the drinks. I was having trouble with the Wi-Fi, went down to guest services for that, and they just bend over backwards. So I think that that's a really important part of what Azamara does. The other thing is, this is just a whole nother level of cruising. When you walk around and see the different venues that they've got, the different spaces, the way they're decorated, the number of guests that they hold, and the experience that they are giving in those locations is just a whole different level that I have never experienced before. I compare, so this is a comparison. You compare what you experience on a river cruise, you compare what you experience on your Princess, Celebrity, Carnival, Norwegian, Royal Caribbean. This is really different from that, and it's appropriate that it is because it's a different product. But you think, well, is it too frou-frou? Is it something I would enjoy? I would say that if you are someone that enjoys Celebrity or you enjoy Princess, I think you're going to very much enjoy this. It's very, very nice, and you know, it's not only elegant, but it's I don't know. I'll figure out that word more in the next few days, but I very much just enjoy the whole vibe of being on board this ship. There's not a piazza, and for the first time in my life, I haven't missed a piazza, and that says a whole lot. When I've been on Royal Caribbean, I've missed the piazza. When I've been on Norwegian, I've missed the piazza. They've got kind of a center ship, like when you think a central area, but it's always so loud there. I don't really compare it to the piazza. But when I've been on Holland America, I missed the piazza. When I was on the river cruise, it was a little bit different, but I missed the feeling of the piazza that Princess has. On this ship, I don't even miss it because of the way the spaces are and what they do in that spaces. It kind of brings it all home. The closest area to the piazza is a central staircase area that you go like deck 4 there is guest services, and then you go up, and as you go up there are different levels. Like there's an area that's a lounge in part of that, and the small shopping area they have on board the ship. But it's not a piazza, it's just an open area there. And so I think that this is a really good sign. I think this week is going to hold an amazing experience. So I am really excited to share it with you. And if I enjoy it as much as I do today, we're gonna have to come together sometime. We'll have to look it over and figure out what would be best to experience together and come, because I think that I think Azamara is a gem that not enough of us know about. So stick with me this week, and I'm going to let you know what I think. And I really am looking forward to seeing your questions in the comments, because I want to make sure to cover everything that you're wondering about and answer the questions that you've got, okay? I want to tell you how much I enjoy what I do. When I set out to have a channel here on YouTube and everything, I really set out to give you information, help you make a very informed choice, so that when you go on vacation, you'll know what you're doing and you will choose something that you will actually enjoy. And I think that is one thing I love the most about being a travel agent, is talking to people about what they're really looking for, and then trying to make sure that we match up what they get and where they go with what it is that they're looking for, because there's nothing worse than going to the wrong place looking for what you're hoping to find that would never be there. And so I just love this chance that I have to tell you about Azamara this week from a really unbiased standpoint. I don't work for anybody but myself, and that means the world to me. And so don't hesitate to ask your questions, because I answer everything honestly, because I'm not beholden to anyone. So I love where I stand, and I love that you watch and that you come with me. And so thank you. I look forward to hearing from you. Another thing I wanted to show you really quickly is how they present their schedule of activities. So they call it the Insider, and they give you one of these for every day. And so this one is the one for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to be in Port Vendres there in France. And so they highlight like the excursion, one of the excursions that they've got. They show some different things on board, and advertisements, of course, and they've got a schedule of activities here and some more information here. And then on the back, they've got like what time the eating places are open, the service hours are open, and different dining options there as well. And so I'm gonna put pictures of these over on my Facebook group. And so once again, an invitation to come and join us over on our Facebook group, and you can ask your questions there. We have the very best Let's Go family members, and I'm so grateful for all of you for the posts that you do, for the questions you ask, for the answers that you give, and the fun conversations that we have there together. So I will post these over there, but this is really nice. I love that they give for the port tomorrow. I guess we're going to get one of these in every port. And so here's a map where you come in. We're tendering tomorrow. They've got like, look at all the list of places on those coordinates. Like so many places to see there in the port. And then you'll notice on here, see those little numbers in the circles there? On the back, it matches up. And they have like all these different languages. They've got English, they've got Spanish, and they've got French as well. And so I hope you can see that okay. So tomorrow, I didn't book an excursion for tomorrow. I'm just gonna get off and explore the port. So I'll take you with me as I do that. But I love that they make these handy dandy maps to take with you. The reason I got two is they had a whole bunch, and it was so that I could actually look at the numbers and read what they were at the same time, so that I have an idea what I wanna look at when I get there. And then I just pick this up. As we prepare, if I like this as much as I think we're going to need to know about itineraries. And I know that I'm a little bit old-fashioned, but I still like paper. I love online, but I also like paper sometimes, so this is really nice. So thanks again for joining me. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye. A big thank you to everyone who joined me this evening on the live. I'm sorry it just cut off and I could not get it back. So plan on me starting a little bit earlier tomorrow evening, and that way we can talk about more things and I can show you a little bit more. And if I start early, I can do it when we're in port and have better phone service. Hopefully it won't be raining and I can be on the side of the ship with the phone service and tell you a little bit more about what's going on. But make sure you catch my videos too. I'll do that more in my videos. So thanks for joining, and I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.